So how do you like this track up here in Minnesota?
I love Ogilvy Speedway. It's awesome. Smooth and wide. Except I run into somebody in the heat race and spun them out, and I didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, I know. I got it all.
But I had to come from the last row in the B main. I got up to fourth, right?
Yep.
So I'm in the A main. We just start over, you know. Look how beautiful these girls are. Wait to the camera. Say hello. Say hello, Buckwheat. Hello, Buckwheat.
Spent the night with a friend of mine and a handle of good whiskey. Picked guitars and talked about how the glory days we miss them. It didn't take too long to find the truth inside that bottle. Cast to sea so long ago was a message from my father. You keep your heart above your head and your eyes wide open, so this world can't find a way to leave you cold. And no, you're not the only ship out on the ocean. Save your strength for things that you can't change. Forgive the ones you can't, you gotta let it go. Looking back now on my life, I can't say I regret it. And all the places that I've ended up not the way Ma would have had it. But you only get one chance in life to leave your mark upon it. When the pony he comes riding by, you better set your sweet ass on it. And keep your heart above your head and your eyes wide open, so this world can't find a way to leave you cold. And no, you're not the only ship out on the ocean. Save your strength for things that you can't change. Forgive the ones you can't, you gotta let it go.
Flag is in the air, one more lap to go for Tourville in the 111 Pro. This brilliant Wisconsin racer has hauled his way into the heart of Viking land, and he's about ready to take the checkered flag all alone out of turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Keith Tourville will take the win. Gullickson second, Blowers third, Pagonis fourth with a 0.5 of Howland, rounding out the top 5.
Hey, race fans, NASCAR driver Kenny Wallace here. We're inside the concession area. We're rained out, darn it, but I was lined up pretty good for the A main tonight. Maybe I'll come back and see you again. But I just want to let you know I love you. I love racing up here. And the racetrack's beautiful. The track's awesome. And I don't know what else to say except I love you all. See you next time.
Again, we get them stacked up here tonight as heat number 1 is ready. And on the pole, we'll find from Hibbing, Minnesota, will be Kelly Esty. And car number 37, Jeff Lean out of Mora will start to 24, JR to the outside. Road 2 out of Blaine, it's a Wagaman Brothers Ford. OctaneTrade.com 14W of Clayton Wagaman. Alongside from Laverne, Minnesota, the Subway Eat Fresh, car 10, Mike Steensma. Row number 3, we'll find Jason Hughes out of Watts, Oklahoma, in the Hughes Chassis Mullins Power car number 12. Rodney Sanders out of Happy, Texas, in car 22 is outside. Row 4 out of Bethel, it's Ted Mars in the 6M with Adam Hensel out of Baldwin, Wisconsin, the 33X, and Jason Tennis out of Garfield in the specially Morris Auto 52. Green flag flies, and heat number 1 is going green. Down to turn 1. Leading the field down the back straightaway, Kelly Esty jumps on the throttle. Here comes Jason Hughes now looking inside of Clayton Wagaman, the 14W, as they come to line for lap number 1. Car 37 showing the way out of Hibbing. Kelly Esty out front, then comes Wagaman in second. Race now for third. Jeff Lean trying to hang on as a 33 car now. Adam Hensel, strong run for him, running the top side, now into the top 3. Jeff Lean sideways, crossed up, hangs on. As as a green flag remains out, and the boys are now single file as they head into turn 3. It's all Kelly Esty out of Hibbing. That 37 car here tonight. The killer chassis just plain mowing him down, but that 14 car, Clayton Wagaman out of Blaine, the Wagaman Brothers Ford, up to that top side, and he is making some headway. And speaking of that, here comes the 12. Jason Hughes makes the pull out of Watts, Oklahoma. And Henson Tire Service, Mullins powered Hughes chassis, now the inside of the 33 car. They battle down the back straightaway. Hensel there. Right now they check the timers, and indeed, car 12 is spot on. The quickest car on the speedway. Hughes now the third, and he's looking for second. Clayton Wagaman will be the next victim into turn 3. Look at this. Jason Hughes, he has got her wicked up now. He is down the number 2 spot. Starting 5th on the field, now to second. He might be the quickest car, but he's got a long ways to go to run down Kelly Esty in one lap as we come to the white flag. Esty receives the white. We've got one lap to go. Jason Hughes in second. Clayton Wagaman out of Blaine, top 3. Rodney Sanders now pulls up in a deck lid of Adam Hensel as we watch from the pole. From Hibbing, car number 37 will be Kelly Esty, your winner of heat number 1. Second place will go to Jason Hughes, followed up by the 14W Clayton Wagaman. Those take care of the top 3 here tonight in heat race number 1 with Kelly Esty, your winner. Heat number 2 is in staging, and these guys want to fly through the program. We're going to work for it here tonight. Here we go. Heat number 2 we'll find from Star Prairie 31, from Richmond, Minnesota, the Cold Spring Brewing Company. Adams Automotive, it's Don Eichens in the 9E. Row 2 from Blooming Prairie, Minnesota, the Hilson Chassis L&D Ag. It is Doug Hilson in 72, and 2 is outside of row number 2, 9-time national champion from Pearl, Iowa, in the Shryock Racing Components Skyrocket Roush Yates powered car 3. It's Kelly Shryock. Alrighty, row number 3 we'll find from Woodward, Oklahoma. It'll be Brian Rowland in the 20R with Dave Mast from Brainerd in the 2M. Row 4, Dave Kane from Corcoran, Minnesota in the 24 car with Derek Ramirez out of Woodward, Oklahoma in a Ramirez Motorsports Coors Light Boom Test entry. The 5th and final row from Danube, Minnesota, the Danube Auto Works and Sales, Broughton Farms. It is Brandon Beckendorf in car number 5, again in that Skyrocket chassis, as we get ready for heat race number 2 of 5 here tonight, here at Ogilvie Raceway. We're waiting for one more car.
Okay, 24 car, you'll be at the sale.
So the 24 car, Dave Kane. I don't know if he may be finishing a walk-in taco here tonight. They got some great food downstairs. Make sure and check that out while you're down there. Of course, swing by the USMTS souvenir trailer as night number 1 of 5. As we stated, for these touring series drivers, we'll head across the border again tomorrow into Wisconsin, Rice Lake Speedway, and then down to Dan's Stomping Ground. We'll be at Mississippi Thunder. And again, a Friday night, Saturday night down to Decorah, Iowa, Upper Iowa Speedway, and then back across into Minnesota, up to Worthington, Minnesota, Nobles County Speedway, right off of I-90. So you need a little racing action. Hey, we got 5 nights loaded up for you. And again, we certainly hope to see you at one of our next stops, as we've got plenty of racing to go here tonight. And we are going to keep the throttle on as here we go. Mike Gibson, Don Eichens, front row. Ryan Staley, what do you think? He likes it. We're going green. So the caution flag is out, and we'll slow the field, and we'll try for a better start this time. So again, brought to you by the Casey's General Store. Remember to stop in today for any large specialty pizza for just $13.99. Thanks for stopping by the USMTS trailer. All you need to do is freeze it, squeeze it, and then get slapped. That's what they say. Yep, try it. We don't even have to wait for winter. You can do it right now at Casey's as heat number 2. Looks better this time. Here we go. Battery car 431 will now follow Don Eichens down the back straightaway. Shryock in car number 3 out of Fertile, Iowa. Coming around off of turn number 4 as we work for lap number 1. Don Eichens will show the way. Gibson in second, Shryock third. Here comes the 72 car, Doug Hilson now, looking alongside of Brian Rowland in the 20R for that 4th spot. As they think about 3 wide, and then they think better of it here at Ogilvie Raceway as it continues to be car number 9. Don Eichens out front. Shryock now will dive to the bottom. Kelly Shryock. And the Skyrocket chassis showing why he is a 9-time national champion. Getting that car sorted out. And we've got problems up in turn 3 and 4. And it's Derek Ramirez out of Woodward, Oklahoma. The back end scoop now. Shryock now will lead him down the back straightaway. Get ready to fire back up as we have completed 3 of 8. Again here tonight in heat race number 2 as we're back racing. Kelly Shryock, the VP Race Fuels, DK Arndt, car number 3 leading. Down into turn 3. Race now. Doug Hilson with a good ride here tonight in car 72 out of Blooming Prairie. Tries to pull up alongside of Don Eichen. While he does that, that opens the door for Brian Rowland. And the Roadrunner Trucking, Blue Sage Estates, Hughes chassis. Again, Pro Power. And that 20R car, he sits in 4th. A good race for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is Shryock. Pulling away now back into turn number 1. Hilson now inside of Eichens. Gotta go. See ya. Goodbye. Sit down. Get ready to take a seat. Hilson storming up through the field here tonight. And now starts to show a little smoke. You see that right rear quarter panel hung on the tire. Will hopefully be able to keep the tires up in the 72 car as he is now 2nd. Eichens 3rd. Rolling in 4th. And Shryock your leader with 1 lap remaining. Kelly Shryock out of Fertile, Iowa. The Skyrocket chassis, Pro Power. Down the front straightaway, and he will win heat race number 2. 2nd place will go to Doug Hilson, followed up by Don Eichens, and a strong 4th place finish for the 20R, Brian Rowland. So Ibach Springs, heat number 3. Here's your starting lineup on the pole. We'll find from Pittsville, Wisconsin, the White City Glass. Nolcheks meets Minor Trucking, Eric Pember in Connor 89. Alongside from St. Cloud, Minnesota, the RCT chassis of Jason Voigt. Row 2, it's the the Gustin brothers out of Gilman, Iowa. This is the 0 car of Richie Gustin. Inside and outside from Blooming Prairie, Minnesota, the Lincoln Suppliers Jaeger Implement car 74. It's Mark Noble. Row 3 from Las Cruces, New Mexico, in a 20S car here tonight. It will be Stormy Scott in the New Vision Graphics Hughes chassis. Outside of row number 3 from Concord, North Carolina. Again, in Uno car 36, the Herminator, Kenny Wallace, starting outside of row 3. And row 4 is Jeremy Payne in car 186 out of Springfield, Missouri. And who is outside? It's the A-Train in the Snickers-sponsored car 7, the Rookies Rockin' Sports Bar out of Clear Lake, Iowa.
Hey, fans, we're preparing for heat number 3 of our USMTS Stars. Big thank you to Midwest Performance, High Performance Parts and Fabrication, Mora, Mark Blood, driver of the 26R Modified.
And how do you like this one? This thing is stacked. I mean, you have got the hitters. You got Pember, Gustin, Noble, Scott, Wallace, Payne, and Hana. What more do you ask for in heat number 3 of our Ibach Springs competition? Down into turn number 1. Richie Gustin putting that GRT chassis on the inside. Look at this. Coming into turn 3. Off of turn 4 for lap number 1. The leader will be car 89, Eric Pember. Jason Voigt, the number 2 spot. Richie Gustin in 3rd. Here comes Stormy. Yeah, there's a storm brewing, and it's on the speedway, and it's Stormy Scott out of Las Cruces. Not one to wait around. And speaking of that, more contact now from Gustin in the 0 car. Kenny Wallace said, well, let's start mixing it up then. Here comes the Jegs, car 36. Noble right on his deck led. Into 74 with Jeremy Payne and Al Hayden, car 7. Eric Pember leads. Stormy Scott started 5th on the field. He's into 2nd. Wallace gets the bump draft. Looks like Talladega to Richie Gustin. And the yellow flag is out. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, there you have it. Herman must have got a little aggressive. I know his flight was late leaving, and he's probably nervous about that, trying to get going, but he gets... And then comes the Herminator. Kenny Wallace, but Eric Pember out of Pittsville, Wisconsin. The Heartland Construction, car number 89, your leader. Al Hayna going to make it 3 wide with Gustin. There's Noble. And poor Kenny has to check up again. He got the bumper this time. He just didn't put him around. Up front, it continues to be now your new leader. Again, Stormy Scott goes past 89 of Pember for the top spot. Jeremy Payne wrapping up those valuable passing points, coming from 7th, now into 3rd. Voigt back to 4th. Mark Noble rounds out the top 5. 6th, 7th, and 8th. Well, they might as well start beating on quarter pennants because they're not going to get style points anymore. There ain't anybody got a straight one. Hayna moves past Gustin. Herman's just trying to reel somebody in to see if he's still got a bumper on the car. He got the spoiler about ripped off. As up front, Stormy Scott and a Brian Rowland Motorsports car 20R out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, showing the way in our Ibach Springs heat number 3. Payne now up to 2nd. Eric Pember back into 3rd. Jason Voigt, who started 2nd, runs in 4th. Checker flag in hand, and our Ibach Springs heat number 3. It'll be the 20S of Stormy Scott, your winner. 2nd place will go to Jeremy Payne in the Slap Energy car 186, followed up by Eric Pember and car number 89. So our PBM Performance Products heat number 4 will start with on the pole. The 110 car of Tony Barr will start on the point alongside in the B&E Construction, Team Electronics, Dakota Bumper, SharpAutos.com, the Veters Collision Center, RS Auto Technicians, and the Rock and Roll Buck Zoomoff. Yes, I always thought he was a wrestler. Apparently he's a sponsor now of a Watertown Wizard, car 14, John Tesh. Row 2, keep an eye here. You'll have to put a plow on him to stop this kid as of late. The Reaper in Aggresso Racing, car 19R out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Ryan Gustin inside of row 2 with Westport, Minnesota in the Gerke Pro Plumbing. Figures car 26, Bob Gerke. Row 3, Zach Vanderbeek got a new Sharon, Iowa in the 20Z, the Casey's General Store, Pro Line Buildings. Sunoco Race Fuel to his outside from Lakeshore, Minnesota is Dan Ebert in car number 60. And row 4 out of Forest Lake, the Little Giant Hot Shot Products. Again, Joey Jensen had such a strong run we saw down to the World Modified Dirt Track Championship in the V2 with Charlie Hilkala out of Monticello. In car number 40, he will start tail of the field here tonight in our PBM Performance Products. Heat number 4 is Tony Barr, John Tesh making up the front row. And it's a snail start, a taxi cab start as they come off of turn 4. Now they find the throttle, and here we go. John Tesh out of Watertown, South Dakota takes him down the back straightaway, your leader. Here comes Gustin to the inside of Tony Barr. They'll look for the number 2 spot, as it will be car 14, your leader, John Tesh. Tony Barr now falling back into 3rd. Here comes Vanderbeek in a 20Z car. He'll take a look on the inside, and he's got company to his outside again here tonight as they come back to the line. The 26 car, Bob Gerke. Gerke way up the hill now, starting to show some smoke out of car 26 as Vanderbeek goes past. Joey Jensen off to pace now. Again, the V2 car, one of the top ones here at Ogilvie Raceway, pulls the infield, and John Tesh is way upstairs, and he's just about ready to knock the wall down going back into turn one. We'll see as the Reaper now goes to work bottom groove. Tesh upstairs. They continue to run 1-2 in our PBM Performance Products Heat 2 number 4 action here at Ogilvie Raceway. Well, if that appears to be the quick way, it's usually the top side, but the Reaper has proven him wrong. The short way around is on the bottom, and he has definitely made up some ground. And that Gressel Racing huge chassis, Mullins horsepower. Look at the drive that thing gets off of turn 2. Man, does that get some bite. And I mean, he pulls right up alongside, and you've got a great race going here for that top spot. Tesha, he's not one to move over. The New Vision Graphics car 14. This is where Gustin really makes hay, and he'll pull him by a car length down the back straightaway, down into turn 3 once again, as this time we'll see the white flag. We've got one to go. A Wednesday night special here at Ogilvie Raceway with the Reaper now leading John Tesh in second, and Zach Vanderbeek with a solid third place run in the 20Z. Final corner as they come down the boulevard here tonight from the number 2-3 spot. Again, you find a 19R. Ryan Gustin, your winner. John Tesh will finish up the number 2 spot in the 14, and third place again will go to the 20Z of Zach Vanderbeek. So we got one more heat to go here tonight. Again, for our modified action here this evening.
Before we get into heat number 5, big thank you to one of the track supporters, AJ's Complete Automotive. I've been welcoming customers into the shop since 2007. All your vehicle's needs handled under one roof in Elk River. Quick lube, complete auto and truck repair, towing, auto sales, DOT inspections, fabricating and welding, alignment, snowplow, sales and service. Remember, AJ's Complete Automotive.
Alrighty, so here we go. From Osceola, Wisconsin, we'll find Angler Masonry, car number 12N. It's Jason Miller to his outside. From Kanawha, Iowa, the builder, the side biter chassis. It's a triple nickel of Ryan Reuter. Row 2 from New Richland, Minnesota, the L&D Ag Olympic Fire Protection, car number 71, the Cheetos entry of Jason Cummins. Alongside from Waterloo, the Farm Boy Barbecue Sauce, it's Corey Dripson 31. From Grandview, Missouri, the Kenny's Tile, car 16, Austin Siebert, with Scott Denton from Herman, Minnesota, in the 5X car as we're green. Dan Hilsebeck will start again row 4 in the 22D with Johnny Scott and a 1ST from Las Cruces, New Mexico. As they come around for lap number 1, the lead will be car number 12M, Jason Miller. The number 2 spot, Jason Cummins now puts the Casey's General Store Cheetos machine into second. Race for third, Drips on the outside, and it will be Reuter now moving past in the triple nickel. Corey Drips back to fourth. Austin Siebert in fifth in car 16. As you see the tire smoke coming off the triple nickel car, Ryan Reuter, again that right rear quarter panel shoved up against that American Racer in a Reuter Farms machine. And Jason Cummins, well, he has reeled in the 12M of Jason Miller, the Angler Masonry 12M out of Osceola, Wisconsin. Off of turn 4 they come, our 5th and final heat race of modifieds again here tonight at Ogilvie Raceway for the Casey's General Store, powered by Swan Energy Event. Ryan Reuter, that right rear did not hold up. You see him pull in, as we say, green flag racing. Johnny Scott now comes and does battle with Corey Drips in the 31. Johnny Scott in the Redbone Fishing Rental car 1ST inside of Drips in the Farm Boy Barbecue Sauce car 31, and he's got it. Jason Miller now opens back up a 2-car length lead, make it 3 over Cummins in second out of New Richland, Minnesota. Then you find in Las Cruces, New Mexico, Johnny Scott, who has come from 8th on the field and pulled himself into the top 3. Final lap here tonight for heat race action in our Casey's General Store, powered by Swan Energy Event. And coming down the front straightaway, checker flag will fly, and Jason Miller will pick up heat number 5 win. Second place will go to Jason Cummins, followed up by the 1ST car of Johnny Scott from Las Cruces. That will take care of modified action. We've got more action to go, and once again, Dan, we're ready to hit the track.
A lot of high speeds and high action for all 5 heats of the USMTS stars there. Great performance thus far. Some of these guys, unfortunately, are going to be back for our B-mains.
Unfortunately, they're going to have to work their way in, as we said, top 12 again in passing points tonight, locking themselves in to our A-main, and then we'll redraw the top 8, first 4 rows, but we got more action to go here. Beautiful. 2, Clayton Wagaman out of Blaine, Minnesota, the 14W on the point with Eric Pember in the 89. Row 2, it'll be Derek Ramirez in the 4R and Tony Barr in 110. Row 3, Rodney Sanders in car number 20 with Mark Noble out of Blooming Prairie in the 74. Row 4, it's a A-train of Al Haina in car 7 with Mike Gibson out of Star Prairie, Wisconsin, the 431. Row 5, Austin Siebert out of Grandview in the 16 with Charlie Hilka in Monticello, Minnesota, car number 40. Richie Gustin starts row 6 in the 0 with Ted Mars out of Bethel in the 6M. Row 7, here comes Herman. Kenny Wallace in car 36 out of Concord, North Carolina with Ryan Reuter in the triple nickel. And the final spot we'll find from Danube, Minnesota, car number 5, Brandon Beckendorf. Same format, 15 laps, top 7 move on, the rest say goodnight. Load them in the trailer and get ready for the next one. As we said, tomorrow night, Rice Lake, Wisconsin. We will be there for another full night of racing action. We hope you can certainly make it. If not, Fountain City will be coming up there on Saturday night. On Friday night, excuse me, Decorah. And then at Monette last Sunday night, it was the Reaper again, Ryan Gustin. We'll see what happens here tonight, but we've got another B feature to go. For the real race, real action, we're back racing. Down the back straightaway, Clayton Wagaman out of Blaine. And the OctaneTrade.com 14W will come around. We've got one slow, and it's Al Haina in car 7. He's pulling in to have a Snickers bar. The A-Train out of Clear Lake, Iowa, the Rookies Rockin' Sports Bar is in. And looks to be right front tire down. The reason for car number 7's demise here tonight. As Wagaman, Ramirez run first and second. Eric Pember in third now in car 89. Then comes Tony Barr in the 110. Rodney Sanders, car 20. Mark Noble in the 74. And that final transfer spot, we'll look back, and I believe that's a 0 car right now. That will be Richie Gustin out of Gilman, Iowa, in the Basilla Valley Transportation Machine. As we are good to go here tonight. Down the back straightaway, you've got a battle for the lead. Clayton Wagaman on the inside. Here comes Ramirez. Derek Ramirez out of Woodward, Oklahoma. Said, I'd like to sit up here for a while. Why not? The Boom Test, Redbone Fishing Rental. Out of Woodward, Oklahoma, Hughes Chassis Pro Power. Developed out of Wisconsin. Now over the top spot as he brings them back to the start line. Pember in third, Tony Barr in fourth. Rodney Sanders now goes after him with Noble in fifth with Kenny Wallace. Here comes Herman. He wants to make the big show. Didn't come all the way from Concord, North Carolina to look off the trailer in that JEG-sponsored car 36. The Downey jumper built chassis again inside of Noble. Down into turn number 2, they head off. The advantage now goes to the 36 car. Noble drives deep into turn 3, but, well, not deep enough. Herman will take the advantage and pick up the spot. Derek Ramirez, Clayton Wagaman. 1-2. Sanders has been all over, outside, inside of Eric Pember, but unable to make the pass as he remains in the number 3 spot. As we work on a real race wheel, B feature number 2. Tony Barr comfortably in 5th. Kenny Wallace again sits in the number 6 spot, and Mark Noble trying to hang on to that 7th and final transfer position with a 0. Richie Gustin now looking at his inside as they go into turn 3. Noble in that L&D Ag car number 74. I think he's been racing cars since they put dirt on speedways. Probably before that. Look at Gustin driving on the inside. Noble just on that outside groove. Gets a good bite off at turn 4 and continues to hold down the position. That is a good race right now. And Derek Ramirez leads Clayton Wagaman and Rodney Sanders the top 3 here in our 15-lap B feature action. Beautiful race surface here tonight at Ogilvie Raceway. We're only hoping we keep our fingers crossed we can dance all the way to the A main. As here comes Wallace now, looking inside of Tony Barr. The University of Northern Ohio car 36. And there goes Wagaman. That ain't good. Hello, how are you? I hope you got Slick 50 in it. I don't think so. She is used up, cooked. Unfortunately for your pole sitter out of Blaine, he pulls to the infield, and that will now shuffle up that final transfer spot as your top 3 with Ramirez. Sanders now in the number 2 spot. 3rd will be Pember. 4th will be Barr. 5th will be Kenny Wallace. 6th will be Mark Noble. And now Ryan Reuter has come up to 7th in the triple nickel. Just we thought Gustin might make a shot. That's Rich in the 0 car. Well, he's all the way back to 8th. 7th, 8th, make it farther back as a white flag displayed. Final time around here tonight at Ogilvie Raceway, as Derek Ramirez will pick up the win. Rodney Sanders will finish 2nd. 3rd will go to Eric Pember. Randy Barr, there is a 36 of Kenny Wallace. Ryan Reuter in the triple nickel, and a 74 of Mark Noble, as that will take care of B feature action here tonight. Again, they will do the redraw to save time here tonight, and we're ready for more feature action. Dan, I tell you what.